What's up, people of the internet? My name is Dabacab. I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is Artifact is out. The open public beta is live. The bad news is it might be too late. This game might already be dying. Now, as we go into this video, first let me say that I'm going to be trashing on a lot of things. And please don't take this as me being salty and negative. A lot of it is me just reporting what's happening. Some of it is also my opinion as well, but I think I'm fairly well reasoned about this. So the NDA has been lifted for about 48 hours, and since then, a subreddit has absolutely gone nuclear. People are incredibly pissed off at what is, to be honest, a quite exploitative monetization model. Just to be clear, you have to pay 20 bucks for the base game. Then if you want new cards, you have to spend money on the card packs. Then if you want to play draft, you have to spend money on draft tickets. Now they changed some of this around a little bit, but that was the model 48 hours ago, and people have absolutely been frothing at the mouths at how expensive this game is. As a matter of fact, the top Artifact subreddit comment at the moment that I'm making this video is a post begging people not to buy the game under the current monetization. And to make matters worse, this isn't just salty fans. This is actually content creators as well. The content creators, the streamers, the YouTube personalities of this game have been absolutely trashing on the system. Disguised Toast said in a tweet, "Not the game for me." Savige says, "Yeah, this paywall is a huge fucking mistake." And to top it all off, PC Gamer released this article. Valve responds after Artifact community slams pay for everything model. This article is just the beginning. There's going to be more like it to come. Definitely, we can have no doubt about that, because let's be honest, the monetization system in this game is awful. It doesn't feel like a 2018 game. It feels like a crappy mobile monetization model from like 5 or 10 years ago. Now, fortunately, Valve has addressed this. They released a major update, which I'm going to go over with you now. So first of all, they are launching the open beta early. They've also addressed a couple things that have really ticked people off on the subreddit. First of all, there was no way to do a draft without friends, and that's something they plan to fix in a future build of Artifact. Also, there's no way to practice the draft modes without spending an event ticket. Previously, the way it worked was every time you wanted to play draft, you had to spend money to draft, which is really challenging because draft is one of the hardest, it's probably the hardest game mode. So being able to do that for free was something people were really hoping for, but the fact you had to spend money was really sucky. But they've acknowledged people were really upset about that, and they're planning to implement that in a future version of Artifact. Third, there was nothing to do with duplicate starter heroes. Oh my god, that's such a stupid problem. So when you start the game, you get the 4 basic heroes, Keith and Debbie and the other 2. And it turns out you can actually get those heroes from packs, which is pointless because the only thing you can do with those heroes is put them in constructed decks. But you can only put a maximum of one of those heroes in constructed decks, and everyone starts out with one of those heroes, one of each of those heroes. So you literally can't use the duplicates, and no one wants them because everyone already has them. So why can you unpackage them in packs? It makes no sense. But they're adding a system where you can recycle those into event tickets, which is great. Now, this update has kind of a mixed signal. On the one hand, it's awesome that Valve is actually listening to their fans and responding. They're like, okay, we know you guys are really upset. We're going to do some things to make you happy. Here are some things that make you happy. Second, and this is the bigger issue, this is basically PR, all right? Make no mistake, the Artifact launch was disastrous. People were completely pissed off by how terrible the monetization was, and content creators everywhere were already starting to trash the game. So they are trying desperately to save the game by releasing it early so that everyone can start playing it and be distracted by how fun it is. It's a smart move. I think it's really the right call here. And I think it shows promise that Valve is listening to the community. But make no mistake, releasing the game early does not fix the core problem here. The core problem here is the monetization model. The monetization model is pricey, exploitative, and outdated. And I firmly believe that this game will fail under its current monetization model. Now, I'm a fan of Artifact, right? I like the game. I want the game to succeed. I'm also a professional YouTuber. This is how I make my living. I have an Overwatch channel, I have a Fortnite channel, and the money from those channels pays the bills and puts food on the table. So I have built my career around predicting which games are going to succeed and predicting which games are not going to succeed. I've got a limited amount of hours in a day. I have to be able to put my hours towards games that I think are going to succeed. And when I saw Overwatch, I was like, that game's going to be successful, and I built a channel around it. When Fortnite released Battle Royale, I was like, that game's going to be successful, so I built a channel around it. When I saw Artifact gameplay, I thought to myself that this is going to be the next big thing, a potential Hearthstone killer. But then I learned about the monetization model a couple of days ago, and I have to tell you, I really do think this game is going to flop massively with its monetization model, because fundamentally people don't have this kind of money to put into a game casually, even competitively. So like I'm what you would consider a whale, okay? I spend a lot of money on games because I'm a content creator, so I can afford to do it, and a lot of the money that I spend into the game comes back to me because it allows me to make videos. I've spent probably about $500 on Overwatch. I've spent probably about $500 on Fortnite, and I'm totally cool with that. I'm prepared to spend $500 on Artifact. I'm prepared to spend hundreds of dollars on Artifact every single expansion. That being said, even for me, I'm a little bit intimidated by this model. So for someone who isn't willing to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on a game, I don't even know how they could begin to approach this game. It's just so intimidating how much money you have to spend. They basically set up a system where you have to put money into it every single day. And like I'm telling you guys, if they don't address this issue, here's what's going to happen. All right. So we've got a week until the game launches, November 28th. And people are very distracted at the moment, but over the course of the next week, people are going to continue to make angry comments, angry articles, angry posts about how sucky the monetization model is. Then the game's going to launch. It's going to not be nearly as popular as anyone wants it to be because it's of all this negative hype and because how expensive it is. And then in the following weeks, following months, there's going to be a growing discontent until eventually the game just is solidified as an overpriced, unpopular game. I think Valve has maybe a couple of months to save this game by fixing the monetization model, and if they don't do it in that time, I think it might actually be too late. Because companies can salvage their game by doing like massive overhauls, but if you blow up your launch, you're really, really missing out on a ton of fans and viewers that just aren't ever going to come back anymore. So I think Valve has to do a couple of things. First of all, they need to get rid of this paywall. The $20 paywall was dumb as bricks. I'm going to say it. Making a pay-to-play game in 2018 is pretty dumb, especially a card game when all the other card games on the market are free to play. Why would someone pay money when you can just play the free games for free? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So what they should do is make it so that everyone who's spent $20 on the game, they should just get $20 or even better, $30 or $40 worth of either Steam bucks or $20 to $40 worth of packs to sort of be like, hey, sorry about making you pay for a game that we released for free. Here's a bunch of free stuff. Secondly, they need to add some sort of in-game currency like gold and Hearthstone that you can grind up so you can use that to buy packs. Now, the downside of this is that it will completely butcher the marketplace for cards on Steam. So instead of buying cards for like $5, $6, the price is gonna plummet to pennies. Now, that really sucks for Valve because they were probably planning on making a lot of money from that, but I'm going to be honest, I think that if they don't do that, then the marketplace is going to be a disaster anyways, because no one's going to want to buy the cards because no one's going to want to be playing the game. And my concern is just that they're too late. I think they just might be too late. They said they were going to release the beta in October, and they dragged their heels. And as a result, we got the NDA lifted 2 days ago, which is like 10 days before the actual launch of the game. And then people were completely furious by how terrible the monetization model is, and now they've got basically a week to fix it, which I don't think they're going to be able to do in that time, because this isn't just like changing a hero's stats from 10 health to 11 health. This is completely restructuring the in-game monetization model. And I think they're not going to be able to do it in this time. I think as a result, their launch is going to be wildly unsuccessful. I think as a result, there's going to be tons of negative articles and negative posts that's going to tank the reputation of this game. And I think it's going to give them honestly 3 months to get this fixed. Otherwise, it's probably going to be too late for them to really recover, and I don't think this game's ever really going to be as popular as it could be. That's my opinion. It's a little bit extreme. It's pretty negative, full of doom and gloom, but I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of calling it like I see it. I just don't think this game has any chance of succeeding the way it's currently built. It's too expensive and people won't play it. There's going to be a handful of people who do, but it's not going to kill Hearthstone. It's not going to be bigger than Dota. It's not going to be bigger than League of Legends. It's not going to be bigger than Fortnite. It's going to be a tiny game with a handful of small devoted fans, but for the most part, it's going to flop. So I'm really hoping they change it. And past that, you know, let's hope. Valve, listen, man, I want your game to succeed. I really do. I think it shows promise. I think it has the potential to be the most popular card game in the market. And you've got about a week to fix it. And if you don't, then I just don't think you're going to be a popular game. I'm sorry. But we don't have to constantly talk about the doom and gloom here. The game is out, so I'm going to be releasing content about decks and pack opening, and I think actually I've got a game after this I can show you guys. So there's fun stuff to talk about. I won't be too focused on the negativity, but I just wanted to make this video because honestly, this game has some serious fucking problems, and Valve needs to fix them if they want to have any hope of this game being popular. Anyways, let me know what you think about this video. This is probably going to piss off some fans. I'm probably going to lose some subs over this, but whatever. This is what I think. So there you go. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Dabacab out.